Good morning. This is pre-algebra, and we are looking at lesson 91 today. Okay, so grab your book real quickly. We're going to talk about numbers and comparing them, greater than, less than, equal to, and those kinds of things today. First, I want us to look at this. 0, is it greater than or less than -4? It is greater than. 0 is greater than -4. How do I know that? Well, here's -4, and 0 is to the right of it on the number line. That means that it is greater than, okay? Look at this one. -2, is that greater than, less than, or equal to 0? Well, -2 is less than 0. Again, how do I know that? Here's the -2, here is 0. 2 is to the left of the 0, so it is less than. Now, your mom, when you were young, she would always say, tell the truth. And Mrs. Turner says that a lot. Tell the truth. You don't change the story. Don't make it fit what you want. Be honest. Tell the truth. In math, it's very important because math is one of those subjects that God has given us where there is a right and a wrong. There's so many biblical applications that we see in math, line upon line, precept on precept. That's exactly how God told us that we would learn, and that is exactly how you learn in math. God says that there's always a right and always a wrong, and there is always a right and always a wrong answer in math. There's a right way and a wrong way to do a math problem. There's a right way and a wrong way in which to live our lives. So math is a wonderful way for us to see God's sovereignty and God's power and God's thoughts for us. You know, God looks at you and says, you are such a small being compared to the entire world. But God looks at that and says, I see you and you are important to me. And I don't understand why God thinks we're important, other than the fact that he created us and he loved us and he sent his son to redeem us. You know, but when you really think about it, why would God send his son to redeem you and I? It just is kind of mind-blowing. We're so unworthy of his love. You know, even after we're redeemed, we still go back to our life and serve ourselves so many times and go after what we want. And you know, you're to that point in life where you really need to say, I want to do with my life what God wants me to do. And you know, sometimes that's an easy thing to do because you're in the right environment, everybody around you. You know, it's really easy to want to serve God when you're with Brother Francis and you're with Brother Ricky and Brother Yabal. You're with these men of God and you're like, I can do this is great. And then you go home and it's you. And you have to decide to do what's right. And you know, God says, I'm with you in that time. But we oftentimes fail him and he still loves us because he says that is right and that is wrong. But he also says, my love and my forgiveness are always consistent. God always loves us. God always forgives us if we'll just ask him. Today, we're going to talk about telling the truth in math. We're going to talk about graphing numbers, okay? But you cannot graph something that is not true, okay? Let me just show you what I mean. X is not greater than and not equal to -1. I can't graph a knot, okay? I have to change that math sentence so that it is a true sentence. Well, what is it? Well, X is, if it's X is not greater than, X is what? X is less than -1. Is it equal to -1? No, because this statement says it's not. So I'm not going to put it here. So I have X is less than -1. Now, when you are graphing in algebra, you're going to go to the marker of the number. In other words, the number I'm using in this graph is number 1. So I'm going to go to -1, okay? I'm going to circle that. I'm going to leave it circled if my true statement does not say that it's equal. Okay, it says x is less than -1. Is it equal to -1? No. Since it's not equal, I'm going to leave this open just like that. Now, I'm going to draw my arrow to the less than. Here's a good hint. When you make this statement true, your arrow goes the same direction. Okay? So, I just said x is less than -1, so I circled the -1 and I drew my arrow to the negative sign. Look at this. X is not less than 2. So what is it? Well, that means that x is greater than 2, correct? That would be the true statement. Question, is it equal to 2? Well, it doesn't tell me that it's not equal to it, so then we assume that it is. It's not greater than, it says it's not less than 2. So what it means is x is greater than or it's equal to 2. Now we're going to go down to our number line. Find the number 2. Okay, well here it is. I'm going to circle it because that's what I said. Okay, but now I go back and I say, wait a minute. I circle it if it says greater than or less than. But this time it also says equal to. Anytime your true statement says equal to, now you need to fill in that dot, okay? So we're filling in the dot. And now we're going to say, which direction does my arrow go? Well, look at your true statement, and it went to the right. So we're going to take it to the right. All right, let's go over here and look at this. X is, I'm going to turn this camera just a little bit so you can see a little bit better, I think. There we go. All right. X is less than or equal to -1. Is that a true statement? It is. It doesn't have the line through it. It's already true, so I can just graph it. I'm going to go to the what? To the -1. Draw your circle. Do I color in the circle? I do because it says it is equal to. So I'm going to color that in. So x is less than or equal to -1. Which way do I draw the arrow? I draw it to the left. Look at the next one for me. It says x is not less than -2. I have to make this into a true statement. So what's my true statement? If x is not less than -2, it must be what? More than. So x is greater than -2. Is it equal to -2? Yes, since it's not mentioned in my negative, I have to add it to my true statement. Okay? Now, what number do I mark? -2. I'm going to circle it because that's the number I'm using. Now the question is, do I color it in? Yes, because it says equal to. So color it in. Now, which way does the arrow point? X is greater than -2. It's pointing to the right. I'm going to draw to the right. That's all there is to today's lesson. Pretty simple, huh? All right, let's look at number 6 in your book. Practice set 91, number 6. Grab a piece of paper quickly because I want to do these. There's no way for me to do these with you online. We have to do them on the chalkboard or something like that, or have you bring them in because there's no way to do it. I want to do these with you. So x is not less than -9. Okay? Step 1, make this sentence true. X is greater than -9. Do I put the equals line? Yes, because it's not mentioned in the true false one. It needs to be in the true one. When you make your number line, draw your line, take the number you're talking about and put it in the middle. Put 2 numbers on each side. Okay? So I have -8, -7, -10, and -11. Okay, no reason to make a giant number line with 15 numbers on it. Okay, go up to the top. You're talking about number -9, so circle it. Circle the marker. Do you fill it in? Yes, you do, because it's either greater than or equal to. Which direction do I draw my arrow? To the right. Okay, let's do the next one. Look at number 7. It says x is not greater than or equal to -4. So what is the true statement that we're going to write? We're going to say x is less than -4. Do I need to put the equal? No. Since it says up here it's not equal to it, I'm not going to put it in my true statement. Okay? Draw your number line. Again, you're only going to put 2 numbers on each side. Okay? What are we going to circle? The -4. Do we color it in? No, because in our true statement there is no equal mark. Which way do I draw the arrow? To the left. Okay? All right, you will have this on an assignment, but it'll be a description that you'll have to tell me. I'll make it a multiple choice. It won't be on tonight's, but you will have it eventually on a quiz, okay? So I'll try to do a couple of those with you, like the quiz, before you take the quiz. All right, make sure you do your online work and take your quiz. And YouTube no longer allows us to take comments because our videos are made for students. We're no longer allowed to make comments or have you guys drop comments for me. So what I'll do in the drawing, if you will text me your answer, then I will put your name into the next drawing. There will be another drawing this week, so you don't want to miss it. So today, let's have you text me simply the number -4. Text me the number -4, and I will know that that is your drawing answer.